So what are bonds? Bond is like a loan from an investor to a company or government. In exchange, the borrower agrees to pay. First, regular interest payments, called coupon payments. And second, the face value, which is the borrowed amount when the bond matures. So for example, Maria wants a safe investment and decides to buy a government bond that pays her interest every year until it matures. So we have present value of a bond. To know the fair price of a bond today is based on future payments and the time value of money.
Hello everyone, so I will be giving some examples or one example about present value of a bond or PV for present value. So I will read the question first. A company issues a 1,000 pesos bond that pays 60 pesos interest every year for 5 years. An investor wants to know how much the bond is worth today if the market interest rate is 8%. So the given values are the following. Face value or F is equal to 1,000 pesos. Annual coupon payment or C equals 60 pesos. Required rate of return, required rate of return, which is R, equals to 8% or 0.08. And last, the number of years or N is equal to 5. So we are going to follow the given formula, which is PV equals C over 1 plus R to the power of plus F over 1 plus R to the power of N. The next step we are going to do is to substitute the given numbers. So we have PV equals 60 to the power of 1 plus 0.08 to the power of 1. And as you can notice, there are 3 dots. I put 3 dots which indicates that this number, like to the power, that number, it will increase to the same amount as the number of years. Since we have 5, it will increase to the power of 5. And at the end, you will add 1,000 over 1. Okay, mistake right here. So it's actually 1,000 over 1 plus 0.08 to the power of 5. I made a mistake here. Wait. So next, we will substitute the bottom part and leave the top part alone. So if 1 plus 0.08, it is equal to 1.08. You will copy the over number, which is 1 to 5 since we have 5 years, and copy the last part. Next is we will substitute again. So 60 divided by 1.08 to the power of 1 is equal to 55.56. To actually get the 55.56, you have to put everything, or like you have to substitute everything in the calculator. Don't miss anything. So what you're gonna put is 60 divided by, open parenthesis, 1.08, close parenthesis, to the power of 1. So you can be sure that the given answer is correct. So what came out is 55.55 and so on, which is 555. What I did is I round it up because 5 or more, you can round it up. So that's why we have 55.56. And we do it to the rest. We imply the same method for each one of these, as well as the last one. And the next step is you will add everything, which has a total of 920.45 pesos. So the fair price of the bond today is 920.45 pesos. So if the bond's market price is lower than 920.45 pesos, it's undervalued, which means it is a good buy. So we have values in PV of bonds or about this topic. So undervalued means it is a calculated value which is lower than the market price. It is good to buy, cheaper than it should be. Overvalued, it is higher than undervalued, not good to buy, too expensive, and we have fair valued, almost the same.
Second, yield to maturity. Its purpose is to estimate the total return an investor can expect if they hold the bond until it matures.
The next example would be about yield to maturity or YTM. So, here is the example situation. Juan buys a 1,000 pesos bond for 950. The bond pays 50 pesos interest each year and matures in 5 years. He wants to know his yield to maturity or YTM or the average annual return. So the given values are the face value or the F is equal to 1,000 pesos. The current price, which is P, is equal to 950 pesos. The annual coupon payment, which is C, is equal to 50 pesos. And years to maturity, or N, is equal to 5. So here's a step-by-step computation. So the formula will be YTM equals C plus F minus P divided by N over F plus P divided by 2. The next step you are going to do is to substitute the formula. So we have YTM equals 50 plus 1,000 minus 950 divided by 5 over 1,000 plus 950 divided by 2. So the next step is you're going to substitute this side, the one with the parentheses, which is divided by n. So 1,000 minus 950 is equal to 50. Divided by 5 equals to 10. So in the next step, we will copy the remaining, which is 50 plus 10, which came from here, over 975. To get 975, you just have to compute the denominator, which is 1,000 plus 950 divided by 2 equals to 975. So the next step is, you will leave the bottom part alone since we will have to add the top part. So we have 50 plus 10 equals 60. And then you will divide the remaining numbers, which is 60 divided by 975. And you will get 0.0615. And what you are going to do to get the percentage, you will times it by 100, which will be 6.15%. So Juan's bond earns about 6.15% per year until maturity.
What are stock? A stock represents ownership in a company. When you buy shares, you become a part owner and can earn from dividends, profit sharing, and stock price. Increase capital gains. Example situation. Andrea buys shares of a company that pays her annual dividends. She wants to know if the stock price is fair based on its future growth. Number 1. Dividend discount model. Purpose: to find the intrinsic true value of a stock based on expected dividends. Formula: Gordon Growth Model.
So the next example will be dividend discount model or DDM. So, an example situation. A company is expected to pay a 2.50 pesos dividend next year. Dividends are expected to grow by 5% each year, and investors require a 10% return. So we will have to find the stock's fair value. So the given are expected dividend next year, which is D sub 1 is equal to 2.50 pesos. Required rate of return, which is K, is equal to 10% or 0.10. To get 0.10, since, for example, if you're only given the percentage, you will divide it by 100 to get a decimal number. And the growth rate, which is G, is equal to 5% or 0.05. So, the computation will be following its formula, which is P sub 0 equals D sub I over K minus G. The next step is to substitute the numbers or the values, which is P sub 0 equals 2.50 divided by 0.10 minus 0.05, which is equal to 2.50 divided by 0.05. So, to get 0.05, you will need to minus the K and the G, so K minus G. You will just follow the formula and substitute it. Once it is substituted, you will divide 2.50 divided by 0.05, which is equal to 50 pesos. The fair value of the stock is 50 pesos. If the market price is below 50 pesos, the stock is undervalued and may be a good buy.
Number 2. Price to earning ratio. Purpose: to measure how much investors are willing to pay per peso of company earnings.
And lastly, here is an example situation of PE ratio. A company stock sells for 80 pesos per share and its earning per share or EPS is 8 pesos. Find the PE ratio and interpret it. So the given is the market price per share is 80 pesos while the earning per share or EPS is equal to 8 pesos. The computation will be following its formula, which is PE equals market price per share over EPS. Yeah. This will be the market price per share. Market price per share. And this will be the EPS. I'm sorry, I don't have another marker. I don't think you can see what's on the manila paper, but there will be a picture beside this video. I will just try my best to explain. So what are we gonna do next? We are going to divide the market price per share divided by earnings per share. So we have 80 divided by 8 equals 10. So the PE ratio or the P over E ratio is 10. This means investors are willing to pay 10% for every one. This means investors are willing to pay 10 pesos for every 1 pesos of company earnings. If the industry average P over E is 15, the stock may be undervalued. So that will be all.
Conclusion: understanding bonds and stocks is essential for anyone who wants to invest wisely. By using financial formulas like present value, yield to maturity, dividend discount model, and P/E ratio, investors can know the real worth of their investors, avoid overpaying for assets, and make confident and informed financial decisions. The formulas serve as the foundations of smart investing and help build a strong understanding of financial markets.